It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night, the only Survivor podcast for compassionate haters. My name is Jake Shadell. Each week I ask my best friend, Thomas Powell, if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how's it going today?
Jake, I'm doing good. We're just only a few sleeps away from Christmas. And, Jeff Probst was playing Santa this week. I think we can all agree.
So what holiday are you talking about?
I'm talking about Christmas, of course.
Ah, yes, of course, Christmas. We love a Christmas. We do need to discuss what we're going to talk about during Christmas, but we can do that after we record, or we get through the main part of the episode. Pull up IMDb real quick, Thomas. Mike Mizanen's IMDb, please, and we'll discuss it.
You're not following up on that Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega movie that you were talking about?
No, why would I care about that?
You seemed really excited about it when you brought it up, but sure, all right.
When I said, according to YouTube, Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega are in a movie together, and we both said, okay, and moved on immediately. Yeah, good point. Okay, Thomas, this is a big week for us, because this is, of course, the finale week of Survivor 47, so I have to ask you, did you watch the finale of Survivor 47 last night?
Did, and you know what? It was giving Christmas.
What, in what context?
It was serving Christmas because it was aired a week before Christmas.
Good point. It was kind of giving Christmas Eve when you think about it.
Yeah. Was the night before the Survivor finale and all through the island.
Keep going. This week's episode was called
Smiling, I guess.
Yeah, you could. Go ahead.
Three contestants were preparing, and Jeff, he was smiling.
What's interesting about the three contestants is they represent the three kings of Orient R.
Yeah. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Sound pretty good? Worth playing for?
Why? Okay, you know what, Thomas? Instead of doing a movie for Christmas next week, what if we do a simulated season starring The Miz and also the story of Jesus' birth?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm gonna.
We could get the three kings in there: Mary, Joseph, Jesus, the baby himself.
You know what, Jake? As I say with any of these, you just put it at the end of the list of the simulated season. Just we'll get to it in 25 years.
But it would be perfect because next week is Christmas week. How often does that happen? Only every year? Okay, this week's episode was called The Last Stand. Pretty solid.
Yeah. I mean,
I think.
It's a title that describes the last episode. So
I think this was good because it was uttered in like the first 5 minutes of the episode, so it really felt like a real title for what's to come. So I thought that was good. You know, sometimes it's like Floppy-Doo Pancakes, and it's because Jeff Probst says in Triple Council, as I like to call it, is the game like Floppy-Doo Pancakes right now? And everyone goes, he said Floppy-Doo Pancakes. And it's like a game of fucking Cards Against Humanity with this man sometimes, and I don't like that.
When you said Floppy-Doo Pancakes, I thought you were imitating like something that a sim would say.
Yeah. Sorry, my sim took over hosting there for a second. You know I've got myself on The Sims. It's the only way I live my life. Okay, so Jeff recaps the last couple of episodes, which is fine for the finale, right? I especially like when he does it in front of a live audience. I think that's fun, but I guess this is how we do it now, so whatever.
Yeah, it's it's nice having him out there just summing things up a little bit, getting everybody hyped.
Right. So he does that into the camera, which is like, okay, sure. But then we also get a traditional previously on, Even though Jeff just told us what happened.
Yeah.
If you're so precious about time, why do both?
Attention spans, maybe somebody was looking at their phone while Jeff was talking, and
I know if I were to press Jeff on this, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, that was just like a special treat for the viewers who show up immediately at 7:00 or whatever." It's like, okay, Jeff.
he'd be like, "Shut up, Jeff."
Shut the fuck up, Jeff. That should be the new sign off. Shut the fuck up, Jeff. No, we want to be encouraging to Jeff. And I think slowly the new era has trended more toward our liking. I think 47 has been better than 41 and 42, no?
Yes, this was a good season.
I think overall, yeah. Then at camp, everybody's happy to be in the Final Four. What is this, March Madness?
Yeah, come on.
Are we allowed to say that? Or is that copyrighted?
I don't think it's copyrighted, but yeah.
Okay, good. It's like March Madness on the island.
Jeff was talking about that one shining moment.
Mm-hmm. They have to go through. Oh, then they go to a challenge. It's for immunity. They go through mud again. Because mud represents survivor or something. Even though mud doesn't naturally occur on this island.
I know we were just saying that this is a good season. This is one of the worst final challenges in recent memory. This was 100%. This was a challenge that you would do for reward on a regular episode.
So let me just run through everything they have to do real quick. Go through mud again, untie pole, remove rope from trellis, untie knots, toss ball into a lever that pulls down a bamboo ladder, solve a word puzzle combination lock, then a bat puzzle. Testing their survival skills. All of these things individually are fine, but Ariel and I mention all the time, I've been rewatching it in chronological order, and sometimes with a final challenge, like a big final challenge, they have all these stations rather than obstacles where they can do them in individual order. And then they have to run back and be like, Jeff, I did it. And he goes, good job. And then they have to go and do the next one. And then the first one to 5 points wins or whatever. But like you said, this is just a regular challenge. This
is a regular, you can't do some motion? They not have the stuff for some motion?
They do. They have a whole island that's just a warehouse of old challenges because they never produce anything new anymore. Jeff seemed very excited about this trellis they had to get a rope off of. It's like, look at this new thing. It's like, that's not interesting. This sucked. I think you're right. This might be the worst one of all time.
It just wasn't anything. They did a fucking puzzle at the end of it.
No, Thomas, please. They did a big puzzle twice. It sucked. Fine, do 2 puzzles, but make them stations. Stations are interesting. Obstacle puzzles, which is what they're called now, is boring. Jeff, you saturated the game too much. I don't know.
Yeah, this is not it, Jeff.
Another problematic thing Jeff said or did during this challenge, he said out loud, "No pride on Survivor."
Yeah.
It's fucking homophobic, dude.
No kink on Survivor.
Should kink be allowed on Survivor?
Oh no, we're never gonna hear the end of this.
Thomas, wait. I do have a simulated season idea, and it's called Kink Island.
Oh, man. All right, put it on the list.
Yeah. At the top of the list or at the bottom of the list? Another simulated season.
At the bottom of the list. It's gotta wait its turn just like everyone else.
Eventually the things you put on the bottom of the list will become the top of the list. You ever think about that?
Okay. No, I hadn't thought about that.
How about this moment in the challenge when Rachel thinks she solved the bat puzzle, but Probst tells her she got it wrong, so she has to switch one of the earpieces around?
She just had it on backwards.
Well, whatever. This sucks.
It seems like a flaw of the puzzle that you were able to even put it on backwards, but yeah. I thought that was a good moment for her, though, because she didn't, panic or anything. She just kind of stared at it for a minute. She recognized that she had a pretty insurmountable lead and just went, and flipped it.
Yeah. They made it seem like Sam was going to catch her, though. I was nervous. I wouldn't have been mad after this episode had Sam won.
Sam was too busy looking at her puzzle to try and get his.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think if anybody was going to catch her, it was probably going to be Sue. Sue got into that one in a hurry.
Yeah, she really came back. Not quite enough. Back at camp, she congratulates Rachel on making it into the Hall of Fame. Rachel then tells Teeny and Sam that they're going to fire. Wasn't this more interesting than, like, having three people trying to scheme together? Wasn't this more interesting and more fun? Watching the two people practice fire?
I mean, I love watching people practice fire. It's like the best thing on the show.
It's entertaining, right?
It's very entertaining. You know what they should have done though with the Hall of Fame thing? They should have played that. Do you remember that Hall of Fame song?
No, which one?
Like, standing in the Hall of Fame.
Oh my God! Yeah,
they should have played that.
Yeah, they should have. They should have done like a Survivor kind of cover of that. Remember when they did a Sia song in the middle of a challenge with her like full vocals in Winners at War? And everybody's like, what the fuck just happened?
Why are you doing that?
Weren't the lyrics like, and they're winners at war? I'm going to look up that challenge again. That was so funny. Did you love when Sam jokingly goes, you're going to let me make fire? And Teeny is very offended by his arrogance.
This is the dumbest. Like, I think that Sam, in general, seems like a reasonably nice person, but like was a little desperate and didn't come off super well in this last episode. But man, Teeny, you just gotta let shit go. Like, this is not.
Bro, yeah. Like, Teeny is so interesting because they're clearly very thoughtful. But they're also very easily offended.
Yeah.
I guess they do kind of talk about that.
After the first tantrum that you threw about Sam, where you're like, this is a stupid jock. This fucking jock. He's probably popular in high school. It's like, you are projecting. You have to stop doing this.
Yeah. Sam has never practiced fire. Rachel helps Teeny practicing fire. Sam, meanwhile, is not great at it, but he's inspired by his dad's letter again. Okay. If you were on the island, Survivor Kink Island, starring Tom Powell, and your dad wrote you a letter, never mind. So then they go into the fire making challenge. Rachel says, I already won a challenge. Why would I volunteer for another challenge to prove whatever that proves?
I'm so
call this man out.
Yeah, I'm really open. This is the kind of thing that's like, we're not talking about this shit anymore. Like, you know why I'm going to then? Because I already won. You could have won and gone to the end. Now you have to do this.
Teeny complains about Sam being the one to move desks around in school.
Shut up. Stop talking about
school. Was that a thing? Please, Thomas, they only graduated high school like 5 years ago. It's still fresh in their memory, I'm sure.
This is like when our friend was talking shit about the arcade fire back in the day and was like, they're so DIY. They probably like hang tin cans. And I was like, I don't know what that means.
I forgot about how Arcade Fire hangs tin cans.
They probably hang tin cans.
They 100% do, too. Remember when they made that disco album after like the peak of their fame? And, you know, they absolutely made disco balls out of tin cans.
Yeah, they made them out of tin cans.
Oh, that's so funny. Teeny, though, recognizes they're mad at him because he represents their own insecurities in coming to terms with the presentation of their own gender. This was a nice moment for Teeny. I'm glad they had this realization by the end of the game. It was a long time coming.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we get to the meat of the segment. Teeny builds a great fire while Sam can't even get a flame. Whoa! What? Teeny's making it to the finals. First non-binary winner ever?
A large portion of it.
And then Sam gets a flame suddenly, and then Mr. Wind makes an appearance. Didn't know he was going to be on.
I felt so bad for Teeny. Like, I don't think there was anything that they could have done to actually win this.
Right. Like, everybody's like, why didn't you just stand up and block the wind? I don't know.
I don't think that you can do that. I don't think that like, I think there's a little more wind than that.
Yeah, exactly. Then Teeny is taken out of the game. Once again, homophobic. Survivor's canceled. And then Jeff does a post-fire making challenge interview with Sam and Teeny. Unnecessary. Stop doing this, Jeff.
Well, this is what they have to do. This is what they have to pad out when they structure the show way that they do now.
But they don't. This is the thing that I don't understand about the production. They shrunk the game from 39 to 26 days, but then they also expanded the episodes from 60 to 90 minutes. It's like, well, we needed those extra 30 minutes because there was so much extra time on the island that we weren't getting to see. Now we get to see everything, including Jeff's boring post interviews. Anyway, back at camp, it's Sue's birthday, and she says she's 59. Did you know this?
No way.
They do their little feast. Very cute. Sam tries his first watermelon, says he doesn't love it.
I'm with him on that one. I think watermelon is mid.
Dumb. Fresh watermelon, great. A watermelon that's a day old, the worst thing that's ever happened.
This is the thing. I've had good watermelon, but I've had bad watermelon way more frequently. I feel like watermelon is like people are with tomatoes sometimes, where they're like, well, you're just not getting them in season. It's like, yeah, I didn't get them the 2 weeks that they're good. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a lot of produce, unfortunately. That's why I buy all my shit frozen. Pizza, pot stickers, bagels. That's my diet.
These are the three staples.
We then hear from the jury. Sam says he's not hoping just for fire, but fireworks. Speaking of dumb shit that our friends said in high school, do you remember when I said to you, speaking of Fi-Ox?
Yeah, I do remember that. Because I think I was talking about Firefox, wasn't I?
Yeah, we were talking about Firefox, and I said, okay, well, I want to talk about the fireworks show that I went to last night. And instead of just, saying that, I thought you needed a transition.
No,
everything's a podcast.
Yeah, that was a good segue.
Speaking of segues,
you were auditioning. That was practice for your future role as podcast host.
Yeah, us back in 2005 should have heard how funny our conversations were back then. Speaking of segues, as I was trying to say earlier, this is a segment called Wildlife Shots. We got a big crab. That's a segment called Wildlife Shots.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a week for wildlife.
I might have just not been paying close enough attention. But I literally only saw one wildlife shot this week.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot going on there, I don't think.
Well, there's just so much game playing happening. At Tribal Council, Gabe asks how they hope their game will be remembered, and Rachel says she fell on her face a lot, but she doesn't really care about her legacy. Good answer. Sam calls himself Scrappy. Good answer. And Sue reveals that she's actually not 45. She's 59.
Whoa.
Unanswer. Carolyn asks about their biggest mistake. Rachel miscalculated how much of the game was going on around her, so she course-corrected and snuck up on people. Pretty sneaky, sis.
Yeah, Sam was getting into Angelina territory in this final tribal, where he just interrupted every single thing that anyone said.
Yeah, he really did have to play hard, though, in this final tribal. Like, Rachel...
He did. I don't think there was anything that he could have done, but I think that this did make him come off, like, unlikable and kind of desperate, so...
Sam says he did a poor job tying loose ends. Sue says believing Andy 3 times was her greatest mistake.
That's a great answer.
Well, whatever. Saul asks Rachel to blow his mind. Saw somebody saying this would have been a good time to say, oh, I played that shot in the dark to see if I had to play my idol. It turns out that wasn't actually her intention when playing that shot in the dark. We all just assumed it was. Yeah, because it made sense in the moment. And then that's just like what everybody assumed on the island, I guess, too. Or maybe not on the island, because I don't know if they knew she had an idol at that point.
I feel like you got to just lean into it and be like, yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. I'm glad you guys noticed.
Yeah. Sam says he made Rachel a good meat shield, and Rachel says, but I'm still here.
Yeah, that was a great come back to that. Is it's like, you didn't get me out.
Yeah, the whole point of a meat shield is you get rid of them at the end. Andy references Mike Holloway and Ben Driebergen as not being Rachel's favorites. Good. This ingratiated her to me as if I didn't already like her.
Yeah, we were already on board with Rachel, but this is just, it's nice to confirm your priors.
Yeah, they're two of my least favorite winners as well. Rachel talks about how she brought together her 2 final 3 deals to make a strong alliance. Good talking point. Sam talks about not wanting to let down a hypothetical 6-year-old. Well,
bad news,
that's
buddy.
Fine. Yeah.
You let that 6-year-old down.
Rachel talks about how talented her husband is, but he lacks self-confidence he should have, and how she relates to that. Pretty good talking point, again, from Rachel. Rachel did a really good job this final tribal council. I'm realizing.
Good job. I mean, it was the funny thing is like she really didn't have to do that good of a job. I think as long as she didn't have a weird meltdown, she was going to win this. But yeah, she really finished strong, which is good.
Yeah, 100%. Sue talks about how she was good at the challenges despite being 59 years old.
That's a good selling point. Like,
yeah,
she was probably the second best physical player in the game for a large stretch. Before Rachel came on at the end, it was her and, obviously it was Kyle first and foremost, but it was her and Kyle that were consistently 1 and 2 in those challenges.
Mm-hmm. Sam tries to bury Rachel again by bringing up her advantages. This is like on Edge of Extinction when everybody got mad about Edge of Extinction and Jeff had to yell at them, don't come after the theme is not on trial, I think he said. Like,
that one is different though. Like if Rachel had sat out a large portion of the game and not had a chance to get voted out and then come back and been like, I have 4 advantages, people would be mad about it. She got them and used them in a smart way.
Yeah, exactly. Rachel wants to grow from a super underdog to a big dog. That's pretty cool. Do you think she's going to spend that $1 million on those big dog sweatshirts?
I was going to say Big Dog should sponsor her.
God, if I don't see a Big Dog ad with Rachel Lamont in one of their sweatshirts with the big dog with his fucking tongue sticking out on Instagram tomorrow, like if the devices are truly listening to us and they're doing AI now, I want to see Rachel in a Big Dog sweater.
Yeah, it'll be one that's like outwit, outplay, outlast ? And maybe the Big Dog's wearing like a Hawaiian shirt, and then it's like just a regular day for me or something like that.
Yeah, that would be good. Or what if it said on the back, outbark, outbark, outbark?
Yeah.
So Rachel wins the game 7-1-0 over Sam. Pretty good. Pretty good win.
Yeah, I'm annoyed that Sam got a vote and Sue didn't.
Because you thought Sue played a decent enough game.
Sue played a much better game than him. Like, I'm sorry. I think Sue played like a platonic ideal of a number 2 game. So I think that she deserved it. Would have been fitting for her to be number 2 because she was like a really good number 2 for 2 of the strongest players in the game. So
I think that's a fair assessment of her game.
I did think when they showed that Caroline voted for Rachel, which wasn't that surprising, but I was like, I thought Gabe at least would vote for Sue. I think that's what I was annoyed with, is that Gabe didn't vote for her. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Well, Rachel played a convincing game, apparently.
Well, I think the only other way I would have been, like, if it had been unanimous for Rachel, I would have been like, great, But it's the Kyle, like, what are you doing? Why did you vote for Sam?
I saw a post on the Survivor Reddit, the best website of all time, that Kyle voted for Sam to take second place because he knew Rachel had it. So
I guess. I mean, it's like, I just don't think that's a deserving vote for him to finish second. I guess it is like a way for him to get back at Sue, which is kind of fun.
oh my God, Thomas, he voted correctly every time. That's got to count for something.
He was driving all those votes.
He was driving all of those votes, every single one. Okay, so speaking of Sam, you said he would win the next reward. There wasn't a reward challenge, but he did win $100,000, which is kind of a reward in its own right.
True.
Congratulations on playing Survivor. Here's your reward, $100,000. Last week you had 37 points, I had 36, so pretty close game. Do you want a point for Sam winning $100,000?
I don't know that I'm going to need it, but
yeah.
We'll see.
I said Tina would win reward. They didn't. They were rewarded with self-realization. That's a reward.
Wouldn't reward in this instance, if I really did want that point, wouldn't it be getting to the brunch?
Okay, do you want 2 points?
No, I just won.
Okay, I'll give you 1 point for that. You said sparkling wine.
Yeah, what'd they have there? What did they have at that?
They had sparkling wine. Did they have sparkling wine? I didn't even see.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
They had
so
mimosas and there was sparkling wine for that.
Okay, great. I said they would have cake. Did they have cake?
They might have. I don't know that I saw it. I was too busy being excited about there being sparkling wine there.
Okay, I didn't see any cake either. You said Rachel would win immunity. I said Sam would win immunity. You were right again. This is another point for you. You said Teeny would take fourth. I said Sam. You got a point for that. You said Sam would take third. You said Sam would take third?
I did say Sam would take third.
You got a point for that. I said Drunky would take third. Didn't get a point for that.
He didn't take third, though. He took second.
He did take second. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
You said Sue would take second. I said Sue would take second. Neither of us were right. But we both said Rachel would take first. So we both got a point for that. So I now have 37 points, which is as many points as you had last week. And you have 42. So let's move on.
Yeah, we're not going to dwell on this.
All right, Thomas. Did you see I already sent you this week's Quopst quiz?
Wow.
We saw... I know. I did it before we even started recording.
It annoys me when I am waiting and you haven't sent it, but I gotta say I miss it a little bit when you send it to me.
We saw Genevieve and Rachel call each other frenemies throughout this season. So, Thomas, can you tell us the name of this week's Quopst quiz?
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people you can call me your majesty. Keep your battle charge.
Yeah, just a sec. Sorry, there was a spam DM that I had to clear out there.
Oh, you had to do that right then?
Well, I just was like, what is this? Anytime I get I don't have open DMs, so when I get a message request, it's almost always spam, and I'm just like, what's going on here? I gotta see what this is. And it was not anything important. Okay, this quiz will separate the true friends from the frenemies. Not quite friends, not quite enemies. This is by Shack Attack, their community contributor.
Good name. Not spelled like the Shaquille O'Neal, but still.
They're afraid of getting sued.
Yeah. 210 points. Do you think Shaq needs more money?
I don't know that he needs it, but he'll take it.
Fair enough. Same. But I do need it, actually. You'd rather go to a ski resort, the mall. What kind of mall is that? That looks incredible. It's so, like, neon. A bowling alley, a party. And that's a picture of a concert, actually.
Yeah, it looks like a mall in Japan. Or
yeah,
one of those like, cool Asian country mall. Bowling alley, a party. I don't like that someone's doing the stupid hard hand thing at that party. That seems dumb.
Yeah.
Also, that just looks like a
weird.
show. That doesn't look like a party.
That's what I was saying. It looks like a concert. That's like 100% a band in the background. And a crowd watching them. I'm saying the bowling alley.
I would rather go to... You know what? I think I would also rather go to the bowling alley.
Oh, do you want to go to the bowling alley together? Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
fun.
We're friends.
We've done it before, and we'll do it again.
That's right. Oh, do you want to go duck pin bowling and throw the really small balls at the pins like you're in a softball game?
Yeah, that sounds great. Bring all of my
Wind
bros
up and
there.
everything. Yeah, hell yeah. Have to get an employee there to help you get the pins down every 2 frames because you fucked it up again. What kind of friendships do you have? 3 or 4 close friends, 1 or 2 very close friends, a big circle of friends, but to be honest, you're not close with them. You're not that close with them, I should say. 5 or 6 really close friends.
I guess I'd say 5 or 6 really close friends.
That's nice. I'd say a big circle of friends, but to be honest, I'm not that close with any of them.
Yeah, let's go.
It's like, oh yeah, that's my friend. I haven't seen them in 10 years.
Yeah.
Pick an animal. A fox, a lion, a wolf, a panda. What's that panda munching on?
It's got a little bamboo there, it looks like. Or something
Oh,
kind
that's
of grass.
bamboo. Yeah. I was thinking it was
You know
a
that
different
bamboo
kind of
is technically a kind of grass? I didn't know that until
I did know
recently.
that. I did actually know that. I represent wildlife shots on this show.
I'm going to pick a fox because I have seen one in the wild within the last year, and it's neat.
Oh,
Feels like
nice.
you're seeing a magical creature.
It does every time. I'm going to pick a fox as well because I did a report on them in 5th grade, and ever since they've been one of my favorite animals.
They're really cool. It's I've seen them on 2 different golf courses within the last year.
Cool.
They like hanging out on golf courses.
That's fair. They're so much smaller than you would think.
Oh, they're tiny. Yeah, they're not.
They're so small. They're so cute.
They're dainty little animals.
Yeah, I've seen them a couple times on my grandparents' farm, and every time it's surprising and adorable.
They're so cute too. They're just really cute.
Yeah. Okay, pick a color: purple, blue, red, yellow. Picking purple, obviously. Picking purple
Blue.
every time. Boy. Okay, what's your dream job? Musician, accountant, anything that pays well, chef. Oh, wow. Okay. None of them above?
Chef is definitely not my dream job.
No chef.
Chefs are very talented people. It is it is a very hard and stressful job.
Yeah, I admire and appreciate chefs, but none of my close friends are chefs for a reason.
Yeah, I guess I'd say musician.
Nice. I'm going to say anything that pays well so I can burn that $100. So that's like $400 in that picture they're burning. Pick a work of art. And the images did not load for me on 3 of the 4 of these.
If that also happened for you.
Mine says woman's face graffiti for the first one. The second one says, I was out with friends yesterday in on of our local villages and came across this, a simple art piece showing beauty. Then there is a photograph of a jet
The plane
flying through a pink and blue sky with clouds. And then the words, 2 blue cruiser bicycles on graffiti wall. Wow, this person really likes graffiti.
Yeah. As much as I love a simple art piece showing beauty, I am going to go with the plane on this one.
I have to go with the plane also because it's literally the only image. I'm going to Chicago's Art Museum tomorrow to see the Big Wave. You know the Big Wave?
Do I know the Big Wave? Is it the?
You would know it if you saw it.
Is it like a Japanese painting?
Yes, that's the one.
I do know the Big Wave.
They are showing it, and they're going to only be showing it for another couple weeks, and then they're going to put it away for like another 4 or 7 years or something like that.
Back in the Disney Vault.
Going back in the Disney Vault, yeah. We actually get a free ticket to the Chicago Art Institute because of our Disney Plus subscription.
Wow.
Yep. All art is Disney now. Pick an activity: playing sports like cycling, reading a book, texting your friends, watching movies. Come on, this is so easy. Watching movies.
Yeah, it's watching movies for me too. If it was other members of your family, it'd probably be riding those bikes, but
That's
not
right.
you.
I do love riding a bike, but it's cold now, so I'm going to be watching movies. Which TV show do you like the most? Oh, I love TV too. TV or movies, Thomas? Ooh, that should be the poll this week. TV or movies?
TV or movies?
Okay, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Big Mouth, Money Heist, Bridgerton. Is Money Heist a movie?
I think it was a movie that was like
Or
a
a show?
Netflix only release or something. I don't know.
That's a TV show, though. I'm picking Avatar: The Last Airbender, obviously.
I am also picking Avatar: The Last Airbender.
If it were another member of my family, they would pick Bridgerton. That would be my mom. Anytime she hears a cover of a popular song that's like instrumental or has strings of any sort, she goes, "Ooh, just like Bridgerton." Do you watch Bridgerton?
I can imagine.
No, Mom,
your
I've
mom
never watched
doing
Bridgerton.
This. I can
And I'll always
hear
say-
your mom saying this.
Yeah, it's one of her go-tos. It's like, well, after Thanksgiving, when we're driving home, she go, "Ooh, do you guys want to watch Elf?" Every year. We go, I don't know.
Your mom's
Love
great.
Mom.
Love your mom.
Yep, she's one of the best. She's the cool mom. And lastly, well, I bet you love to hear that. And lastly, which sentence sounds most like something you'd say? Okay, don't tell anybody I told you this, but what if we did it my way instead?
That's that's me, Frank Sinatra.
Do you think you could watch my pet again this weekend? And I'm here for you, whatever you need. I'm obviously saying, can you watch my pet again this weekend?
I don't even have a pet, and I'm saying that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Mine
know.
says-
I'm just doing that too. Oh no, I didn't even say you didn't hear this from me, but I'm the gossip.
Oh, okay. What does it say?
I don't know that I'm a gossip, but okay. You're a great listener,
such
but
a
not
gossip.
always in the best. As everyone knows from listening to this podcast, I'm a great listener. You're a great listener, but not always in the best way. Let's just say that you're a bit of a gossip. You may try to resist your gossipy urges and sometimes succeed, but sometimes it just slips out. Best way to get out of the frenemy zone is to be upfront about what you did and warn them not to tell you super serious secrets anymore.
Wow. Okay, mine says the user, which doesn't instill a lot of confidence in me.
You're always asking people to watch your damn pets.
I always say, I'll watch your pet too, and some people actually take me up on it, which I don't appreciate.
Yeah, how dare you? I was trying to use you. This is not part of the deal.
You're awesome, especially when you need something. But when your friends need something from you, you're usually out of town or busy. The fuck?
Yeah. Damn, they got you.
The best way to get out of the frenemy zone is to actually spend time with your friends because you want to, not because you need something. Rude. Called out by BuzzFeed. And then the photo is one black pong among several white pawns. There's 40 several white pawns. What was your picture?
Mine is basically the two can keep a secret if one of them is dead thing. It's like not as like ominous as that, but it's one girl, they're outside and it looks like it's like they're by a pine tree and it looks like it's winter, and she's whispering into another girl's ear and the other girl is putting her hand up to her mouth like, oh,
I love that. Let me tell you, speaking of gossip, I was listening to Normal Gossip recently, and it made me realize I'm in the mood to get back into Pretty Little Liars. So,
PLL, baby.
That's what we're doing this offseason. PLL every episode. We're going to get all of them in the next 2 months. Just kidding. We do actually have to talk about what we're doing next week. It is Christmas. Do you have the Miz's IMDb page open?
Sorry, I just got to hit back. I accidentally clicked on WrestleMania 38 on his, and it had gone to that. Yes, I have it up.
Oh, yeah. What was WrestleMania 38?
Looks like Brock versus Roman Reigns.
Cody? Oh, was that one?
Yeah. Biggest
God, I'm
WrestleMania
always
match of all
like,
time.
man.
It's winner take all in this Stone Cold highly anticipated championship match.
Oh,
which I
this
think
is
that
the
was
one with
also
Ronda
that was the Stone
Rousey.
Cold. I think that was the Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens WrestleMania also.
Oh, where Stone Cold gave Vince the worst stunner of all time.
Yeah, I think so. That match was pretty
That
good.
was
though.
pretty good. The Usos defeated Shinsuke and Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Okay. Drew McIntyre
We all
defeated
remember
Happy
that tag
Corbin. Of course. The Miz and Logan Paul defeated Ray and Dominic Mysterio. Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. That was probably pretty good.
Probably good,
Cody.
yeah.
Oh, this was Cody versus Seth, the first Cody match back. That was pretty good.
That was good.
Charlotte defeated Ronda Rousey. Okay. And Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens in a no-holds-barred match. That was just night one. Shit. And then we have RKO versus Street Profits and Alpha Academy. Bobby Lashley versus Omos. Oh, Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn. That was
good.
That's what got Sami Zayn attention. Sasha and Naomi versus Carmella and Zelina, Liv and Rhea, Natalia and Shayna. Holy shit! Oh, Fatal 4 tag team. Edge versus AJ, Sheamus versus Ridge Holland and the New Day. Okay, we all remember Ridge Holland's tenure with the New Day. Remember?
Who can forget?
Pat McAfee defeated Austin Theory with Mr. McMahon. Mr. McMahon defeated Pat McAfee. They had 2 matches in a row, and then Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Okay. Oof. God, that took longer than WrestleMania.
So we're not watching that.
We're not going to watch any of WrestleMania 38. Maybe I'll watch the Sami Zayn match versus Johnny Knoxville because that sounds fun. But we're not doing that on the show. We're going to watch one of the Mrs. movies. Which one, Thomas? What sounds good? Well, I guess I have the list in front of me, too.
Man, he was on the show Supernatural, apparently.
Oh.
He had a cameo on that. Also,
cool.
Do you remember Southpaw Regional Wrestling? That was kind of fun.
Oh, yeah. I was just listening to something that mentioned that. Okay, here's the list. This is the list I've got. Maybe you've got a more exhaustive list on IMDb, but I've got The Campaign, The Marine 3 Homefront, Queens of the Ring, Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery. That's reaching out to me. We were just talking about Mania. The Marine 4, Moving Target, Scooby-Doo, and WWE, Curse of the Speed Demon. Fucking rules, I bet. Sounds awesome. I think Undertaker's in that one. And Fighting with My Family, which he has a cameo in.
Yeah, he's in very briefly.
But when we did that Kofi Kingston one, The Miz had a cameo in that in the first 2 minutes, and it was fine. What was that one called?
What was the what called?
There was a movie about Kofi Kingston.
Oh my god, I forgot about that thing. Oh no, that was awful.
The main event was that one.
That was a terrible movie. Let's go with the Marine 4 Moving Target. Let's see.
Okay.
Mike, the Miz Mizanin, Summer Rae, and Jake Carter in a movie together.
Jake Carter. Is that the name of the character?
It doesn't look like he's actually in this. No. Maybe I was thinking of Jake Hager, a.k.a.
Oh, sure.
Jack Swagger.
Jake Carter of Mars. Yeah, Jack Swagger. Jake Swagger, whatever the fuck his name is. Okay, so you can find that on your own time. I don't know where it's streaming. You've got 6 days to figure it out. 7 days, 8 days to figure it out. You've got a week to figure it out. You know, it's Christmas.
Know why I said Jake Carter? Is because his name is Jake Carter in those. That's what the character's name is.
Thomas is a very good listener. I'll have you know. Thomas, what's your social media if people want to listen to you?
You can follow me at Tom on bsky.social or X Everything app.
Nice. This show's on YouTube at the Compassionate Haters Survivor Podcast. What can people comment on YouTube? Their hot takes? If they have any hot takes about this show, please don't tell us. But Survivor, please tell us. We'll listen.
They can say, ha ha, very funny smiley face.
Nobody's left any hot takes yet, except for us. I guess our hot takes are just too hot. Yeah, nobody can be hotter than us.
People are just intimidated by how hot our takes are.
Yeah. Our last poll asked, Fiji Feet Fight, Genevieve, Rachel. Who do you think won? Who would you have voted for? Fiji Feet Fight.
I don't remember signing off on this. I mean, I guess Rachel.
Rachel received 20% of the vote to Genevieve's 80% of the vote. Do you think Genevieve would have won the game if she had made it to Final Tribal Council and Rachel was also there? That's the debate I'm sure everybody's having on every other Survivor podcast, but not here.
I mean, I think Rachel would have had less of a case, but I think she probably still would have won. But a big part of Rachel's case was that she got Genevieve out.
Yeah. Sam couldn't say the same. Well, I guess Sam, whatever. Who gives a shit? What are we asking this week? TV or movies? Ooh, that's going to be a tough one for me. Thomas, are you subscribed on survivorpodcast.youtube.com? That's the URL.
Hold on, let me type that in.
It'll probably get you there.
That's what I have to say about that.
All right, cool. That's what all the listeners say too. YouTube.com/official Haters Survivor Podcast. I'm getting tired, I think. We have a few shows on Patreon as well. Did you want to shout any of the tiers out there?
Man, I'm trying to think of what we did just Scorpion last week. I hadn't thought about that one in a while. Just Cena, maybe?
Yeah, we have been talking about Mania. Oh, John Cena wasn't on that WrestleMania card. How interesting. He'll probably be on this year's, though. You know, he's retiring this year.
That's what I heard.
You can find that at patreon.com/justpodcasts. We have a few tiers there, which we already talked about. Do you want to thank the fans?
I'd love to thank the listeners. Thank you for listening. And thank you for subscribing.
Stick around next week for Chris Miz. Sorry we didn't watch a Miz movie last year. We wanted to watch Zodiac.
Yes.
But we're back at it this year.
The Miz is, people don't know this, but the Miz is, he's in the background of one scene of Zodiac. He's unbilled. The Miz appears unbilled. The
original working title was Chris Miz Zodiac, so that's why we thought we could get away with it. What can people write on Apple reviews or any other place you can write reviews?
This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all of the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
All right. And we will be back next week with the Marine 4 Moving Target. Is that what it's called?
Yes. What will Jake Carter be up to this time?
That's a great question. So until then, we will say have a great summer.
Deuces.
Found out this morning that The Wicked, the play, and the movie don't entirely follow Wicked, the book. Did you know this?
Yeah, doesn't somebody have sex with a tiger in the book?
Didn't know about that. Haven't read, don't know how to read, won't ever.
Yeah,
I know
we'll
that
be
now.
finding out about that one. Take your word for it.
I think you might be confusing Wicked with The Life of Pi. Because it's a teen boy and a tiger on secluded on a boat together for a long time. Like, what else are they going to do? It's like you didn't want to come along with me on my Life of Pi joke.
No, I was really not feeling it. Look, you're talking about the wrong Ang Lee.
You brought up tiger sex.
You're talking about the wrong Ang Lee movie if you want to get me interested. Because if it was Gemini Man or if it was Hulk, I would be all on board.
Let's talk about the snowstorm one. What was it called? The Ice Storm? What was his movie in the 90s called?
I think it might be the Ice Storm. I don't know. He did Sense and Sensibility in the 90s. That's all I know about his 90s movies. And he did. I think Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was technically 99.
Oh yeah, of course it was, because that's the only good year that movies came out.
No other good ones.
No other good movies have ever come out, and all of the good ones came out in 1999, and everybody said, well, we won. What's your take on what baseball has been solved? This is a take I was hearing on a podcast this morning. Baseball has been solved. Basketball has been solved. So how do we create new opportunities for fun in the game of basketball? What's your take?
What if they had fire tokens?
Mm-hmm. I like this. And they can pay a fire token for an extra foul. Ooh, but if you don't commit any fouls, you get extra fire tokens for your next game. This is a good idea. And Jeff Probst is now Ref Probst. We talk about Ref Probst all the time. Looks like Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega are in a movie together, according to YouTube.
Whoa.
What do you think about that?
Breaking news.
Smarten up, Probst.
One guy, big Mo, two guys, little bitty Mo, three guys, four-eyed Mo, four guys, no Mo, five guys, eat Mo, five little guys named...
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the official Survivor podcast for Compassionate Haters. We're the Compassionate Haters. My name is Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend Thomas Powell if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how you doing today? Stop. We haven't done Remember Five Guys.
I think about it.
This is Survivor Guys. Survivor Remember Five Guys.
Remember Five Guys, and they're all people that had features on that B.O.B. album that had Nothing on You on it.
That's a pretty good one. First up, we got Chrissy Hoffbeck.
Chrissy Hoffbeck that sounds like a Survivor player.
It is a Survivor player. Do you know what Survivor player?
It sounds familiar.
For new listeners, this is Survivor Sports and which ones, and is there a theme, and can you find out what the theme is? Those are the 4 questions. Remember Five Guys and answer 4 questions.
I don't remember what Survivor player this is.
I'll give you a hint. She did play the game as it was time.
Oh, she was on Triple H?
She was on Triple H. How about Kim Spradlin?
You're going to have to repeat that. You cut out in the last name.
Say again?
You cut out on the last name. I need you to repeat that name.
Kim Spradlin.
Kim Spradlin sounds like a Survivor player.
Indeed. Do you know what season she was on? It's 2 of them.
No, I don't.
And you've seen at least one of them.
Was it a Blood versus Water season?
No, it was One World. And the second one we watched recently. Well, recently as in like about 4 years ago, maybe 3.
Okay. Was it like
It's a big season.
Was it Heroes versus Villains?
Ago.
Was it Heroes versus Villains?
No, it was even bigger than Heroes versus Villains, if you can believe it.
Oh, was it the All Winners season?
Yeah, do you remember what that one was called?
Winners at War, I believe is what that was called.
Indeed it was. How about Kelly Wigglesworth?
Kelly Wigglesworth was on 2 seasons of Survivor, to my knowledge, which was the first season and Second Chances.
Indeed. And how about Parvati Shallow? This one should be easy.
So is the theme here that they're all Survivor players? Parvati, obviously. Star of the Traders was on... she's been on like 4 times, hasn't she? Or is it just 3?
To my recollection, it has been 4 times.
So yeah, everyone knows who Parvati is.
What seasons was she on then?
She was on Heroes versus Villains.
Mm-hmm.
She was on... We just watched this season. Why can't I remember what the name of it is? Was she on... Oh God! What was the one
of the most famous seasons?
I know. I feel so dumb. What was the Black Widow Brigade season?
Yeah, what was it called?
What
was the gimmick of that one?
Fans versus Favorites.
Yes, indeed. And another very famous season of returnees, but there were more of them this time. And we actually were just talking about it.
Yeah, she was on Winners at War. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was her initial season?
See, that's the thing.
It was a really good one and really good.
Did we watch the original one? I thought we did.
We have watched the original Parvati Shallow season. Her worst placement. Well,
was it Micronesia?
It was indeed Micronesia. Wait, Micronesia and Fans
that's the Fans versus Favorites one. No, it was Cook Islands, wasn't it?
Yes, also known as, of course, Race Wars.
Survivor Race.
I'm glad we have these nicknames because as soon as you said Micronesia, I was like, no, that's not what we called it. We called it Race Wars. Yeah. And finally, Rachel Lamont.
So Rachel Lamont is also, I'm assuming, a Survivor player. Because
do you
she's the
assume
one that
Rachel
just won.
Lamont is
She's the
Survivor?
one that just won Survivor. Did they all win Survivor? Is that the theme here?
That's not the only thing all of them won. Well, only 3 of them won Survivor. The other 2 have also something in common with them.
Oh, that's true. Well, Kelly Wigglesworth did not win Survivor.
Nor did Chrissy Offbeck.
Yeah.
But they did win something else significant.
Oh, did they all win the last immunity challenge?
No. Well, maybe, but that's not the fact. That's not the theme.
Okay.
They literally were all name checked in this episode because of this.
I don't see what the problem is.
What? Not only did Rachel Lamont win Survivor this week, how else did she cement her name in the legacy of Survivor?
Oh, well, she tied the record for individual immunity, right?
Yes, she did. She's the 5th guy to win, well, gal in this case, but it's not, remember, 5 gals. Women don't earn burger shops. It's not Linda's Burgers, it's Bob's Burgers. Anyway, my point is, yes, all 5 of them have won 4 immunity challenges. Men's record is 5, though. Interesting, huh? What do you have to say about that? Speak on that, man.
I will not be holding space about that.
All of your space is currently being held by defying gravity. Still.
That's right. Feeling power in Rachel's win. Merry Deuces. Merry Deucemas.
Merry Deucemas to you.